We have been doing goal setting wrong all along. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you a more effective way to set goals so that you actually hit and achieve your goals instead of just leaving them for the end of the year. I'm so excited for today's video because this new method of goal setting, I feel like is really gonna change the game for me, and I'm really excited to share with you. So this video is gonna be split up into two parts. The first part of the video, I'm gonna share with you the exact goal setting method, step by step, so that you can do it yourself. And in the second part of the video, I'm gonna share with you my goals, how I actually set it up for myself using a free Notion template, which I'll leave the link for in the description box below. So let's get into today's video. So a couple of weeks ago, I discovered this book called 12-Week Year. It was written by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington, and I've been listening to the audiobook, which by the way, it's free on YouTube. The whole premise of this book is focusing on periodized goal setting rather than annualized goal setting. Typically what people do in the beginning of the year is they think of, okay, what do I want for this year? What do I want to accomplish by the end of the year? And they set their goals based on the entire year. By the end of the year, I want to make this amount of money. By the end of the year, I want to weigh this amount of pounds. And the problem with this type of goal setting is that a year is a really long time. So with the 12-week year, instead of planning for the entire year, you're essentially planning for 12 weeks. But it's different than quarterly planning. Instead of thinking like, okay, quarter one, quarter two, like we're not doing quarterly planning. We're looking at 12 weeks as being an entire year. So the biggest mindset shift here is that 52 weeks is no longer an entire year, 12 weeks is. And what this mindset shift allows us to do is kind of like focus in on our goals for a 12-week period. And that's how the richest and the most successful people get more done in less time. So I'm gonna share with you the step-by-step of how to plan out your 12-week year. This is the exact step-by-step that I did for myself, and I'm outlining it for you so that you can follow along. So step one, you're gonna wanna create a compelling long-term vision for your life. And when I say long-term vision, think like 10 to 20 years. What is like the overall vision that you want for your life? And the way I did this is I thought of, okay, where do I want my life to be 10 to 20 years from now in all these different areas of life? And the areas of your life can be personal to you, but these are the ones that I chose. Health and fitness, personal growth, relationships / friendship / family. I think they all kind of go in the same bucket. Career and business, finances, spirituality, and lifestyle. So you can kind of just do like an overall brain dump. What is the long-term vision for each of these areas of your life? What is it that you desire from these areas of your life? Your vision is like your North Star. It is your reason why. It is your purpose. It is what's gonna drive you every single day, because there's gonna be times when you don't wanna wake up and go to the gym, when you don't want to put in the effort towards your goals, you don't wanna do the habits, whatever. So your vision is gonna drive you on those days. It's gonna drive you in those moments where you're like, oh, I really don't want to go to the gym right now. And something that they talk about in the book is making sure that your vision is compelling and it invokes emotion within you. And I think this is when creating a vision board can be really helpful, because it acts as like a visual cue to remind you of the vision that you're working towards. And so once you have your compelling long-term vision, step number 2 is to break that down into a 3-year vision. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna ask yourself, what do I need to do in the next 3 years to get closer to this long-term vision? And again, you can do this for each area of your life. What do I need to do with my health and fitness to get to my long-term vision of health and fitness? What do I need to do in the relationship area of my life to get to this long-term vision? And so then after you've broken it down into a 3-year vision, you're then gonna break it down into a 1-year vision. And that's when you're gonna set your 2024 goals. What is it that you need to focus on in 2024 to get to this 3-year vision, to get to this long-term vision? And then after you've decided your 2024 goals, you're going to break that down into the next 12 weeks or the first year, essentially. So step number 4 is to establish a set of goals for your 12-week year. And when you're setting your goals, you wanna make sure that they're smart goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. But for example, let's say one of your goals is to grow on YouTube. You wanna make that a specific goal. How many subscribers do you want to grow by? I want to grow my YouTube channel to 5,000 subscribers. And it also helps if you ask yourself, why do you want each of these goals? So for the YouTube subscriber goal, you can ask yourself, why do I want these 5,000 subscribers? What is it going to allow me to do or have in my life? How is it going to bring fulfillment in my life? And in the Notion template that I'm gonna share with you, there's actually a section on there where you can like type out your reason why. And I think this is just really helpful because then you can see your goals and you can see like your reason why behind each goal. So that again, on the days when you don't want to show up, you have your reason why. You can read your reason why and that'll be your motivation. It'll be the thing that inspires you to get out of bed and get shit done and show up for yourself. Okay, so now that you've established your goals for the 12-week year, the next step is you're going to brainstorm on all the action steps that you could take to achieve these goals. And so for this, you really just want to do kind of like a brain dump on everything that you could do to get to this goal. So with that subscriber goal, you could brain dump, okay, I can post 1 video a week, I can post 2 videos a week, I can get better at creating thumbnails, I can get better at doing SEO research, I can research my niche, I can research my target audience, like just brain dumping all of the action items that you could take to get yourself to this goal. Okay, so now that you've brainstormed all of the action items that you could take to achieve your goal, you're gonna narrow down that list. So that's step number 6, is narrow down your list to just the high level activities, the action steps that will make the most impact towards your goal. So for example, with the YouTube subscriber goal, the highest level activity is posting to YouTube. You can't grow on YouTube if you don't post a video. And so that's gonna be your high level activity, is posting to YouTube. But in order to post to YouTube, there's so many other things that you need to do. You know, you need to research a video idea, you need to create a thumbnail, you need to edit the YouTube video. There's so many other activities that you need to do, but the highest level activity is posting to YouTube. And so that is what you're gonna have in your action item list. Okay, now that you have your high level action items that will get you closer to your goal, step number 7 is to determine when you will actually perform these action steps. So how often will you be posting to YouTube and on what days? And then step number 8 is you're going to actually input each of these action items into some type of calendar or some type of planner so that you know exactly when you are taking these action steps. And in part 2, I'm gonna be showing you the Notion template and breaking down exactly when you will input each action item week by week. And there's also like a calendar view too, which is really cool. So I'll show you that in a bit. And step number 9 is you're going to execute. You're gonna take action on every single thing that you've already outlined. And what's really great about planning your next 12 weeks is, like, I know it seems very tedious, like planning step by step, week by week, what you're gonna do. And it does take some time to like set it up in the beginning. But what I've noticed, because I'm already on week 1, I've just completed week 1, which I will share my reflection in one of my upcoming videos. But what I've noticed so far is that because I took the time to plan out week by week what I'm going to be doing, it's given me so much mental space. Like day by day, I don't have to like come up with these to-do lists, like what do I need to do today? What do I need to do this week? It's like everything is already outlined. Like all I need to do is show up and actually execute. I don't need to waste time every single day thinking about what am I gonna do? Like what am I gonna do to get closer to my goal? It's like everything is already outlined for me. I just need to follow the step-by-step plan that I set out for myself. And this whole entire plan is going to be your exact route to accomplishing your goals. Let's say you wanted to go on a road trip from Florida to California. You wouldn't get in your car and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna drive west and eventually I'll get to California. Like, no, you're gonna input the actual address into your GPS and it's gonna give you a step-by-step directions of how to get there. And that is what this 12-week year planner is. Like, that is what these step-by-step action items is. It's your exact route to getting to your goal. And so the most important part is actually executing on it. And step number 10 is you want to actually track your execution. So every single week, you'll be measuring your execution progress. The book talks about having a weekly scorecard. And in this weekly scorecard, you're measuring your execution, not your results. Because your execution creates your results. You need to actually show up and take action in order to create the results to get closer to your goal. And so this weekly scorecard will allow you to measure how often are you executing. And then you can also reflect, why am I not executing at 100%? And the book talks about how you want to hit at least 85%. And anything above 85%, like you will hit your goal. Anything below like 65%, the book says that you won't be hitting your maximum potential essentially. Like you will not be hitting your goal to what you could be if you got to 85% at least. And so in the Notion template that I'll be sharing with you, it's really cool because you can literally track every single day all the action items that you're working towards. And then at the end of the week, it'll show you like a scorecard, like a percentage of what you are at that week in terms of execution. Something else that the book mentions is having what he calls a WAM, which is a weekly accountability meeting with other people. So you're gonna share your results for the 12-week year to date. You're gonna share your weekly execution score, your intentions for the coming weeks, any feedback or suggestions from the group, any successful techniques, any techniques that have helped you, execute better. And then the last thing is encouragement. So with my friends, like we've been doing a weekly call probably for the past like 6 months. And the way we have our calls set up is we start off with sharing our wins and then for the week, and then we also share our commitments for the upcoming week, and then we ask for any support on anything. So it's very similar to this system. I think the only thing I'll be adding into this weekly meeting with my friends is sharing my execution score. And that's pretty much all of the 10 steps. The last step, like I said, is to create this weekly scorecard and have kind of like a weekly meeting with yourself. It can literally just be like 15 minutes where you're just looking at your previous week and planning for the upcoming week. And so you're just gonna measure your execution through a weekly scorecard, which I will show you in the Notion template, plan your upcoming week, and participate in a WAM, or a weekly accountability meeting. Okay, so now that I broke down all of the steps to creating your 12-week year, I am gonna head into my Notion template and just break down exactly what it looks like inside the Notion template. And I'll share with you my goals and how I set it up for myself so that you can, get like a visual of everything. And I'll be sharing my progress through my 12-week year, so that's why I'm going to be sharing my goals as well and all the action items that I'll be taking towards my goals. So let's get into Notion. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get notified next time I post a video. Okay, so this is what mine looks like. I did specify the dates here just so I know when I'm starting and when I'm ending my first 12-week year. So I set 4 goals for myself for the 12-week year. I feel like that's a pretty good amount. I wouldn't start with, more than 4 or 5 goals, because the intention of this is that you are really narrowing your focus for the 12 weeks. Focus on what are the areas of your life that you want to improve that's gonna make the most impact. Okay, so one of my goals is to grow my YouTube to 10,000 subscribers and my TikTok to 75,000 followers. And so if we open up this goal, you can see that I've already outlined everything week by week, what I'm going to do. So week 1, I planned and script all of my YouTube videos for month 1. And then you can also put in here the due date of when you actually want to complete this task, and whether or not it's gonna be a one-time task, something that you do twice a week, 3 times a week. And then I pretty much just like copied and pasted all of the tasks that are gonna be recurring week by week. So in order to grow to 10,000 subscribers, I will be posting 2 YouTube videos for the 12 weeks. So week by week, you can see I have post YouTube video 2 times. And something else I will be doing is redoing all of my thumbnails and titles. So that's something I'm gonna be doing week by week. I'll be redoing 4 thumbnails and 4 titles every week, just to kind of do like a whole rebrand on my YouTube channel. If you watch my last YouTube video, you know that I kind of took a prolonged break on YouTube, and I'm getting back into the swing of things. And I feel like the way my YouTube channel looks right now doesn't really align with what I see for it moving forward. So that's something that I really want to do in these 12 weeks, is completely rebrand everything and just make it look more aligned to what I see for myself. And also part of this goal as well is to hit 75,000 followers on TikTok. So part of my goal will be to post a TikTok 5 times for week 1, post a TikTok daily for week 2. So that is my business goal. That's my first goal. My second goal is to lose 10 pounds. Now for this goal, I'm really not that focused on the actual numbers that are on the scale. I'm more so focused on how I'm going to feel. Like, I know what it feels like in my body when, I'm going to the gym consistently, I'm eating healthy, I'm like on a good routine. that's nourishing like my health and fitness. And so that's really kind of my overall goal. And so for this goal specifically, my action items to get to this goal is going to be to do strength training 3 times a week, Pilates once a week, and every other week I'll be doing some type of cardio class. I recently joined Equinox and I'm literally obsessed with it. Like, it is so worth the investment. And so what's really great about it is they have so many different classes. I just did a Pilates fusion class today and it was amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing 2 cardio classes a month because I'm not trying to overcommit myself to those cardio classes. We'll see, maybe in month 2, I'll up that to, you know, every week. But as of right now, every other week is fine with me for a cardio class. My next goal is to increase my income to $7,000 a month and get on track financially. So I'm a freelance social media manager and UGC creator. So most of my income comes from that. And something I've noticed the past 3 years of doing this work is that it's really easy to have like inconsistent income with freelance work. So I would just like to kind of set myself up to have more consistent income. So I just put in all of the tasks that I'm gonna do on a week-by-week basis. So this week, my task was to create a list of brands to pitch to for UGC content. I'm also in a UGC Academy, which is Brands Meet Creators. It's really good, I love it, I've learned so much from it. And so part of my task is to watch videos inside and continue learning. And then also I use like freelance platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. So I set a goal for myself to apply to 3 different UGC or social media manager positions each week. And my last action item is to do a weekly money date because part of my goal is to get on track financially. I feel like I've been a little bit in my avoidant era and I'm ready to get out of that. I'm ready to really be more on top of my finances and track every single dollar that's going in, every single dollar that's going out, just so I know where I'm at financially. And so every single Sunday, me and my roommates are gonna be doing a weekly money date together, which I'm really excited about. And basically the money date is, you know, like just tracking income and expenses and all of that and planning your budget. So I'll probably make a separate video on that if you guys are interested, because I did find a really cool Notion template that I'll be using for that. And then for my last goal, I really wanted to choose a goal that was kind of easy, because I'm like, okay, my other 3 goals, I feel like, not that they're hard, but like it's a big part of my focus. So I just wanted to choose a goal that's still allowing me to improve myself, but it's not something that's like really, really difficult, you know? So I set a goal for myself to read/listen to 3 self-improvement books. And as I was doing like the action items this week, I realized that I had just put way too much on my plate. So I decided to actually push this goal off until the 2nd month. So that's when I'll actually start on this goal. So on week 4, I'm going to pick out all 3 of the books. And then from there, 3 times a week, I'll be reading or listening to an audiobook for 20 minutes, 3 times a week. And so yeah, that's all of my goals. And then you can see here on like the general dashboard that everything is all combined here. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm batching content for YouTube and TikTok. So once I'm done with that, I'll be able to click that off. I did it for all 12 weeks, so I know exactly what to do my next 12 weeks. And of course, this is a living and breathing document. Like if I, notice that month 1, I need to do a little bit more or I need to do a little bit less, then I can adjust as I go. And like I was saying in the steps, you want to have some type of weekly check-in where you're reflecting on your execution. So if you see on this Notion template, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's like a weekly review. So you're just gonna click new and then open this up, and these are the questions that are in here. What did you get done this week? What did you fail to complete this week? And then also the score based on whatever you type here. So let's say I completed 12 of them, then my score would be 92%. So yeah, I just feel like that's a great way to track everything on a week-by-week basis so that you make sure that you're actually executing on the action items that you set out for yourself. And I would say kind of like the last tip for this whole 12-week year process is to make a plan for when you're struggling to execute. I think that that's something that we kind of forget, like especially when you're feeling really good and you're planning all of this out, like you have all this motivation and this inspiration, but like what if 3 weeks in you lose that motivation and your inspiration? Like what's gonna be your plan to continue to execute and show up. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Like I said, I will be sharing my progress for the next 12 weeks, so definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along, and let me know if you'll be following this whole step-by-step process that I laid out for you and using the Notion template. Let me know if you'll be joining along with me. I think it's a perfect time to do it because it's still the beginning of the year. You can do it, and I'm excited to accomplish these goals, or at least get closer to them. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. So I will see you on the next video. Bye.